Hello again, everybody. In this video, we are going to talk about how AI can be used for digital art. This is a bit different from my regular videos about quantum computing, but I figured we might as well have some fun with other technologies while we study our minds off, right? So I'm going to pull up this document here. I'll share this document with all of you. It's pretty cool. Basically, this lady, Catherine Croson, came up with an AI model that can take some text and produce art. So it's pretty cool. What you'll want to do is go over this and then just hit play on pretty much all of them. Just keep clicking these. You can expand them and check out the code. And then it'll take a long time, right? And then this is where you'll actually input the things that you want. So, and I'm also going to be talking about a bunch of other ways of doing this. So, this is only one version. There's a bunch of different AI filters for art. There's digital asset editing like GIMP and Photoshop. So I'll talk about those a little bit in a sec as well. You want to input some kind of description here. So let's say unicorns jumping in a meadow. Right, and then load it. If you haven't used Colab, it's pretty simple. It might ask you to, create an account. These do run at a higher RAM, but as long as you keep it under 500, it should run. So, and this is how it starts, right? While that's waiting, I'll go ahead and cover some other things like GIMP. So if you've never heard of GIMP, this is basically a digital asset. That's like an image manipulating software, right? You just load an image and let's say I want to edit this one. Just then you can do a bunch of things, right? Definitely check this out. I recommend starting with GIMP or Photoshop. They are some of the most popular tools out there. The difference right now, GIMP is open source and free. Photoshop is going to ask you to pay for a subscription unless you get an outdated version of Photoshop on the archive library. They have plenty of those. There's other slight differences, but they're both pretty capable software. Each has its own strengths and weaknesses. So it's important to choose, the one that's best suited for your needs. If you're working with a zero budget, like a lot of artists are, I would recommend starting with GIMP. There's a bunch of tutorial videos on YouTube. So it's pretty easy to get started with it. And then if you do have some money, I think there's $300 for the year, or you can pay month to month for Photoshop. Let's see. So after you've chosen, the software that you like editing with, you'll either need to find some free stock images or take images of your own or your own photos. If you're working with a paid subscription service like Photoshop, they do offer some stock images. Otherwise, I'd try Openverse, right? It's pretty cool. Openverse is basically a bunch of free. So there's music, there's photos. Let's see, images, right? So let's do mice. Check out some images of mice. I don't know why this pulls up, but mice, right? You can load a bunch more results, go through it, see the ones you like, click on them. Most of them have a Creative Commons license, which means that you can reuse it for free. You don't have to pay any royalties or anything like that. Just, click image, save as, and you'll go from there. So getting back to the artificial intelligence model that's drawing, we can see it started with meh, then it added a bunch of noise. It's, continuing at 100. That's pretty good progress. It's really pretty. Very awesome results. You can also use this to create NFTs if you've, been on that NFT binge. A lot of people are definitely interested in that. Let's see. Okay, if you're taking your own photos, then you'll need to make sure you have the rights to use them. Actually, well, you won't need the rights to use them because you will have the rights to use them. They're your own photos, right? For the most part, unless you take pictures of businesses and stuff like that. So make sure you're not taking pictures of other people's businesses, I guess, and trying to use it as your own art. You can definitely study more about copyright and fair use stuff. If you're not using it for commercial purposes, most of the things on the internet are fair use. But I'm not a lawyer, so don't quote me on that. Now, now that we have images, you can, look up, start working with different AI. Let me pull up. So there's a bunch of websites like this one. Oh, I can. Actually, we'll go. So there's a bunch of sites like this. Hotspot AI personalized art. Epart.io. So I'll send a link to some of these. They're all different. I haven't checked them all out. So play around with some of these, see which ones you like. This looks like it's just an app, so it probably won't work on your desktop unless you have a Android emulator or something. Start creating file transfer or text to image. Let's try this. And then put in another prompt. Oh, look, they use the same EQN. Yep. Or you can use coherent and diffusion. Pretty cool stuff. That's what we're using here. So since this is free, colab is free, so you can actually take a look at that. But let's see, ninjas. I can spell. Okay. And we'll go geometric and that's it. Let's see. Create. Oh no, I'm not doing that. Anyway, most of them will require you to have or create a something with them. So if you're into that, go ahead. I'm not going to do that, especially when I'm streaming. But this one, NVIDIA Canvas, I have used plenty of times. It is pretty awesome. I'll load that one up. This one's pretty cool because you can basically draw backgrounds easily, and you can also style the backgrounds differently. So see, they all change depending on, and this is all sky. So let's say we want to add some gravel here, right? Do like really small, and then gravel. Boom, right? And then add some grass here. No, it's too high. Yeah, there you go. It's grass, grass. Increase that. This is just playing around with it. It's pretty fun. Maybe a mountain here. And then a stone wall. And and you can check out like different variations of it, you know. That's pretty cool stuff. This one I've enjoyed playing around with it a lot. And I'll drop a bunch of these links for y'all. And so let's see. Let's go back here and check out the dancing unicorn, or the unicorns in a meadow. Don't really look very unicorn-like, but this is after about 600 iterations, right? Pretty cool stuff. And you can click there, open, and then save the image. You can save it there too, but I like to do it this way, just save it, you know? And that's pretty cool. That way you have, you know, something for yourself. Let's see. Another popular tool for like digital art is like AI filters, which there's a bunch of websites. You just all I would do is, you know, look up AI art filter, right, and just go through this. There's AI Art Tokyo. There's a bunch. AI filters, digital trends. So, you know, go through that, check some of those out as well. Those are more like for your phone and things like that. If you're using GIMP to export, you'll want to export files just like here, and then you'll want to be like export as, and you'll put JPEG, right? And that'll help you out there. Photoshop normally lets you choose if it's a JPEG, GPN, or GIF. So if you're into Photoshop, definitely, you know, look at some of those tutorials as well. Mostly in conclusion, you know, AI can be a really powerful tool for digital art creation. There's a bunch of people making a bunch of money with NFTs right now and digital art creation. So like they'll design an AI, make it create like 10,000 different iterations of an art piece, and then sell that as a non-fungible token, which is pretty cool. If you haven't heard of non-fungible tokens, definitely check them out. It's like this whole new thing in the blockchain space. They're mostly in Ethereum, right? And it's really cool time to be alive, and I'll probably do an NFT video, just like how to sign up, create an NFT, and then like mint your own NFTs. Um, and you can. It doesn't have to just be art. It can be music. It can be text. So you could like write your own poetry and make it an NFT as well. Um, it's really, really quite enthralling. All this technology. It's like almost like magic, you know. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Like and subscribe. We'll get through this, and I'll be back probably Wednesdays and Fridays. That's what I'm shooting for. It's a little often, so I may miss a day or two, but that's what I'm shooting for, is Wednesdays and Fridays to post on here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if there's like, you know, another way I can say it or do things.